Good morning, I'm Samriddhi K.C. and these are the headlines of the hour. Government pays serious attention towards ongoing teachers' movement, recommends President to convene session of Parliament on 25th of April, urges teachers to stop the protest. Ruling party members expressed their dissatisfaction with the pace of government. PM's inability to take alliance members in confidence faces backlash. U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff claims Russian President Vladimir Putin is open to a permanent peace deal with Ukraine. American efforts to end the war intensify. And Punjab Kings triumphs over Kolkata Knight Riders by 16 runs in the ongoing Indian Premier League. The meeting of the Council of Ministers held yesterday evening has decided to recommend to the President to convene the budget session of the Federal Parliament on 25th of April. The decision of convening the session was made to pass the school education bill, among other things, addressing the demand of teachers who are currently protesting in Kathmandu since past 2 weeks. The government has stated that it is seriously attentive towards the demands of the teachers. After the meeting, Education Minister Bidya Bhattarai informed that discussions are ongoing to address the demands raised by the Nepal Teachers Federation and the government is sensitive. Minister Bhattarai, mentioning about the decisions of the Council of Ministers meeting, added that the government has taken serious note of the demonstrations being held at the call of Nepal Teachers Federation. As it is currently the student enrollment period, the SEA answer sheet evaluation and the national examination of class 12, the government has requested all teachers to return to their respective workplaces, considering the interest of parents and students, and to suspend the protest and demonstration programs. Meanwhile, teachers have decided to oppose to the government's decision and have decided to keep their protest ongoing. Teachers, cooperative victims and anti-republican groups continue to put pressure on the government through ongoing protests. Leaders within the ruling coalition have also begun voicing dissatisfaction. Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli has held discussions with coalition partners and responded to their protest, but has not made efforts to unite parties against the anti-republican movement. With growing unrest and internal disagreements, Prime Minister Oli has been facing increasing political pressure.
Nepali Congress General Secretary Gagan Thapa has expressed dissatisfaction with the government's working style. Thapa has questioned the government's pace, citing the non-implementation of laws introduced through ordinances. This dissatisfaction among Nepali Congress leaders is seen to be increasing pressure on the Prime Minister.
Concordको स्पिड चाहिएको छ आज एउटा भोलि एउटा पर्सि एउटा माहौल बनाउनु पर्छ यहाँ राम्रो भएको छ यहाँ राम्रो भएको छ भनेर बनाउनु पर्ने ठाउँमा छ सरकार ट्र्याक्टरको स्पिडमा छ कुछ गरेर चल्छ त्यो गति नै त्यो मान्छेको इमेजिनेसनको जुन गति छ अपेक्षाको जुन गति छ खास गरी तन्नेरीहरू मानिसहरू आज परिवर्तन यसरी होस् भन्ने चाहेका छन् त्यो गति नै यसले पक्राउन सकेन.
Amidst rising political tensions, the high-level political mechanism has shown a lack of urgency in addressing internal grievances through discussions in its meetings for some time. While Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba and Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli have been in continuous dialogue, UML leaders maintain that the situation is not critical.
कांग्रेसको नेतृत्वसित जे जुन उचाइमा समझदारी भएको थियो त्यो समझदारीको उचाइमा कुनै कमी आएको छैन त्यही उचाइमा समझदारी कायम छ भन्ने भन्नुभएको छ. त्यही कुरा बैठकमा उहाँले जानकारी गराउनु भएको छ. हो बाहिर टीका टिप्पणीहरू आएका छन् कांग्रेस विरुद्धबाटै आएका छन् वामपन्थी भन्नेहरूबाट आएका छन् ती अनेक खालका समस्याहरू त आएका छन् तर वास्तवमा जुन समझदारी जुन उचाइमा थियो त्यो उचाइमै ती समझदारीहरू कायम छन्.
However, the situation appears more complex than UML leaders suggest. The governor of Nepal Rashtra Bank has been vacant since April 7th due to unresolved power-sharing issues. Tribhuvan University is operating with an acting vice-chancellor following the resignation of the previous one, reportedly due to political pressure. The ruling Nepali Congress is facing criticism even from within its own coalition regarding governance, corruption and the country's inclusion in the grey list. Key agendas like constitutional amendments movements remain undiscussed and there is a perceived lack of improvement in corruption control and good governance. Furthermore, the nation is witnessing a surge in protests from various groups including teachers, cooperative victims, microfinance victims and anti-republican elements. Allegations have surfaced that internal factions within political parties are exploiting these movements for their own interests, while the Prime Minister's perceived disregard for the teachers' demands has reportedly put him in a difficult position. A relevant bill under committee discussion is expected to take time to finalize.
सकेसम्म यो जो उपसमिति अहिले गतिशील रूपले हामी अगाडि बढेका छौं नि यसले जेठकै पहिलो दोस्रो हप्तामा पनि यो पेश हुन सक्छ किनभने अझै पनि प्रक्रिया त छ यसको किनभने उहाँहरूले प्रतिवेदन बुझाउनुहुन्छ फेरि पनि 5-7 वटा 8-10 वटा बैठक त जाने हामीले समितिमा छलफल गर्न पर्ने हुन सक्छ ती उपसमिति त सबै कुरा भएन उपसमितिले त सानो बनाएर ल्याउने हो सानो बनाएर ल्याए सानोमा पनि छलफल केही छुट्यो कि भनेर समितिले ध्यान दिनुपर्ने कुरा हुन्छ त्यसो भएको हुनाले त्यो भइसकेपछि अहिले पनि जति नमिलेका कुराहरू छन् नि अब भोलिबाट हाम्रो अभियान दलीय रूपको कसरी सहमति जुटाउने भन्ने छ
CPN Maoist Center Chairperson Pushpa Kamal Dahal has expressed his interest in changing the current government, pointing to possible divisions within the Nepali Congress. Meanwhile, the ruling coalition's high-level political mechanism has not yet responded in a coordinated manner to Dahal's remarks. This has led to speculation about whether some leaders within the Nepali Congress and UML might be involved in behind-the-scenes efforts that could affect Prime Minister Oli's position.
Even though Nepal Rashtra Bank aimed to increase lending by 12.5% in the current fiscal year, it has only increased by 6% until the Nepalese month of Fagun. Despite the need to boost investment in productive sectors to overcome economic sluggishness, lending has only increased in imports and shares. According to Nepal Rashtra Bank's data, 3,482 million rupees in loans have been disbursed until Fagun of the current fiscal year, whereas banks currently have more than 7 billion rupees in lendable funds. However, lending has not increased according to the target so far. Even though lending has only increased by 6% compared to last year, this lending has not gone towards production and job creation. Import loans have increased by 58.1% and share loans by 31.5%. Experts opine that such lending cannot increase production and employment.
माग सृजना गर्ने कुराको वातावरण छ देशको समग्र राज्य प्रणालीले नियामक निकायहरूले अब ट्रस्ट बिल्डिङ त गर्नु पर्यो वातावरण दिनु पर्यो अब जोखिमपूर्ण अवस्थामा अहिले जोखिम लिने अवस्थामा बनेको छैन अहिलेको अवस्थामा हामी यो विस्तारले सन्तुष्ट हुने ठाउँ छैन नियामक ढाँचामा हामीले अलिकति समय सापेक्ष अझ हामीले परिमार्जन गर्दै लयो भने अनि त्यसले चाहिँ एउटा गति लिन्छ जस्तो लाग्छ
The loan in imports has also gone more towards the purchase of consumer goods rather than the industrial raw materials and development construction materials. Lending towards the industrial production sector has only increased by 9.3% and lending towards the construction sector has only increased by 9.5%. Lending towards the service industry sector has only increased by 8%. A Dalit woman from Siraha who experienced sexual harassment 4 months ago was found dead in her own home yesterday. 24-year-old Anandi Devi Sadai from Jagatpur Donwari toll in Navrajpur Rural Municipality 3, Siraha was sexually harassed by 2 local youths about 4 months ago. Anandi Devi's body has been kept at the provincial hospital in Lahan for post-mortem examination. Superintendent of Police Anantaram Sharma, Chief of the District Police Office Siraha, stated that a detailed investigation into the incident is underway. Anandi had been allegedly sexually harassed on December 24th while on her way to visit her sister in Bariyarpatti Rural Municipality 1, Siraha by local residents Sanjeev Kumar Yadav and Shyam Sundar Yadav. Her mother, Biltown Devi Sadai, stated that although they attempted to file a complaint at the area police office Maheshpur Patar on the same afternoon of the incident, the police only registered the complaint of attempted rape against the perpetrators 2.5 months later. It has also come to light that some locals from the perpetrators side tried to settle the matter within the village. According to the police, an arrest warrant was issued against the accused by the Siraha District Court on 10th of March. However, the victim's family claims that the police have not arrested them yet. Police Inspector Rabin Raj Mainali stated that although the police went to the accused's house, they were not found. Time for international update. United States Special Envoy Steve Witkoff has said that the Russian President Vladimir Putin is open to a permanent peace deal with Ukraine. President Donald Trump's envoy made the claim in a TV interview late on Monday following compelling talks with Putin in St. Petersburg last week. However, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov warned that agreeing terms on a deal is not easy. While Ukraine and its European allies have been called on Washington not to be deceived by Moscow's delay tactics regarding a ceasefire. He also noted a potential to reshape the Russian-United States relationship through commercial opportunities that would bring stability to the region. Friday's meeting was the third between Russia and the US since Trump returned to White House in January, claiming he could solve the conflict within 24 hours. Despite the flurry of diplomacy, there has been little meaningful progress on achieving a ceasefire despite Ukraine agreeing to US proposals. Both sides have accused each other of breaching a US brokered agreement to pause attacks on each other's energy facilities. US President Donald Trump said that he planned to roll out a new program offering money for immigrants in the country illegally to leave voluntarily. Trump said such a self-deportation program would include some financial assistance and the prospect of re-entering the country later legally.
Those are violent criminals?
I call them homegrown criminals.
Yes.
I mean, the homegrowns. The ones that grew up and something went wrong and they hit people over the head with a baseball bat. We have, and push people into subways just before the train gets there, like you see happening sometimes. We are looking into it and we want to do it. I would love to do that.
Okay.
What we want to do is we're going to have a self-deportation program, which we haven't even announced yet. I guess I'm announcing it to you. Why not, Rachel? Here it is. The only thing I haven't determined is what are we going to do? We're going to give them a stipend. We're going to give them some money and a plane ticket. And then we're going to work with them. If they're good, if we want them back in, we're going to work with them to get them back in as quickly as we can. So we're working with Mexico. Mexico is, I think, very, very afraid of the cartels, actually. I think the cartels run large sections of Mexico, and I don't want to say that because I'm getting along very well with the president.
40% of the landmass in Mexico is controlled by the cartels.
Maybe at least.
At least.
Okay, you know, at least. It's hard to believe. I'm dealing very nicely with your new president, with the new president, who's a very fine woman. I have to say, the relationship is very good. And we want to help her and we want to help Mexico because you can't run a country like that. You just can't. Almost every single flag and every single statement was written in Chinese, okay? I said, we didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama. We shouldn't have given it to Panama. And we're working with Panama right now. We're going to make a determination as to what to do about it.
Okay. ¿Deben los países de Latinoamérica tener que elegir entre los Estados Unidos o China?
Well, maybe in a certain way. I saw what Panama did, what others are doing, and maybe thinking about doing. Maybe, yeah, maybe. They should do that, yeah.
That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.